Okay, quick review of yesterday. Quick review. If I wanted to show two figures, anything, quadrilaterals, triangles, if I wanted to show them congruent, what did I ask you to do? What must be done to show two figures are congruent yesterday? We had to do a lot of work. And what was that work? Cormac, go.
Prove all the sides and angles.
Darn right. That was prove all sides. So I needed this and I needed this. Okay, that was a lot of work to show two figures congruent. That's the last time we do it. We don't need that much information. All right, we don't. I'm going to show you 5 different ways over the next few days. 5 different ways to show how triangles are congruent without showing all that work. Okay, we do not need to do all that work anymore. There's actually less you need to show the triangles are congruent. Okay, there's actually less. The first method I'm going to show you today, method number 1. You see here, it's SSS. That's an abbreviation. That's an abbreviation for side, side, side. Okay? So no, we don't need to know anything about the angles. If you can show me all 3 sides are congruent, we can stop. The triangles are congruent. Right? So everyone see my marked up diagram to the right? This is all we need. These 2 triangles are now congruent by side, sides, the side, side, side method. I don't need any angles. Okay, if you show all 3 pairs of sides, good enough, they're congruent. Questions there, side, side, side method. The second method I'm going to show you today, and I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this, SAS. That's an abbreviation for side, angle, side. Does that mean if I have 2 sides and an angle, I'm good? No. Listen carefully to this, please. Notice where the A is positioned. Where's it positioned? In between the 2 sides. That is where your angle needs to be to use this. The angle needs to be in between the 2 sides for you to use this. If I turn this into this now, take a peek. Let me say I get rid of those. And now let me put the angles here. Are those angles in between? Look at that. Is that angle in between those 2 sides? Do you guys know what I mean by in between? Because some of you are shaking your head yes, like you're definitely sure here. Is that angle in between? No. So it's not side angle side. And notice what I'm not writing up here. That's not a method. The angle has to be in between. Okay, it has to be in between for me to use this. If it's not, they're not congruent. Okay, the angle has to be in between for me to use side angle side. If it's not in between, it's no good. All right, so those are the 2 methods today. We're going to add on tomorrow, but just focus on those 2 and get good at those 2. So we can go on to another 2 tomorrow. All right, so let's start practicing these 2 methods and see what we have. Take a look at my first diagram. I am asking, are these 2 triangles congruent or not? And all you guys have are 2 ways to do it. It's either going to be side, 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 angle, side. If it's not either of those 2, they're not congruent. Okay, they're not. So let's look at those 2 triangles. I've given you a pair of sides. Everyone see those marked. I've given you a pair of angles. Now, here's what you need to do on your own. Do they share a side? Do those triangles share a side? What's that side they share? BD. So we count that as a side. And the way I put my shared sides, this is just how I do it. Anytime there's a shared side, I'll just put a little X there. If you want to put a happy face, I don't care. All right, put whatever you need, but I put an X on my shared side. Is this side, side, side? No! Because I don't have any markings on AD and DC, and you don't assume that they're congruent unless they're marked. Could this be side angle side? Well, let's figure it out. Is that angle in between or not? Everyone cover up one of those triangles for me, please. Cover up one of those triangles. Is that angle in between the 2 sides? Darn right it is. So this is side angle side. What's the directions asking us to do? Are they congruent? Are those two triangles congruent? Yes. Now write me a statement saying they're congruent. And you guys that were here yesterday, when you write a statement, what do you got to make sure of? Sides and angles match up. All right, so somebody first, name one of the triangles for me, please. 1, 8. Here we go. Lily, name the first triangle any way you want. ABD. So triangle ABD, congruent to. Now you can't name the second one any way you want. Got to make sure the corresponding angles and sides all match up. So if I'm going ABD, the second one's got to be named 22 here. Simon, what's the next one have to be named? CBD. No option. No other option. Good. By what method did we just figure out? Side angle side, and you can abbreviate it just like you'll abbreviate it in your proof coming up. SAS. Does everyone see side angle side in effect? 2. You have 2 pairs of sides. Are those third pair marked or not? Are they marked? No, so you don't assume it. That's all I'm giving you. Is this enough? Is SS enough? No, so you know what? These are not congruent. Okay? You can't mark a third pair on your own unless it's shared. Okay? You can only mark a side unless it's shared. All right? If it's not marked, don't mark it. I'm going to skip over to number 9 real quick. Go ahead, go to the next page for me, number 9, and you're going to finish the rest in your group. Okay, I just mentioned you can mark a shared side, and the other thing you're allowed to mark all by yourself, look at number 9, is this. You can mark those if they're there. What are those I just marked? Whoa, whoa, whoa! 2, Bailey, what did I just mark? Vertical angles. Okay, so you're allowed to mark a shared side, and you're allowed to mark vertical angles on your own. Anything else, stay away from. All right. Definitely not side, side, side. Could it be side angle side?
No.
I don't know. Take a look at one triangle. Cover up one. Let's take a look. Is that angle in between? Oh, no. And there's no SSA. Never will be. And there's no ASS. Sorry, no donkey theorem here. All right, those will never be a reason. So these are not congruent. If the angle is not in between, we're done. We're done. Okay, you and your group, finish up the others. Finish up the others for me. If it's a yes, write a statement and tell me why.
SSS.
They have a shared side. Oh, right. Same thing with 8. side, side.
Yep.
I did NP on AB. We figured PNR, we just do PPR. Where the hell am I? Just crack the head on me. Here, look at this. Yes.
Ready to go? Okay, let's see what we got. I don't need to know the statement. Just tell me a yes or no. If you're going to tell me yes, make sure you tell me what the method's going to be. All right, make sure we tell me what the method's going to be. Ooh, here we go. Let's start it off here. Drew, what do you guys think for 3? Not congruent. Good, because that angle is not in between. All right, it's got to be in between. How about number 4? Congruent or not? 8, Shara. What's that? By what method? Side, 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 right? All 3 sides are given. Number 5, hopefully you marked Y as a shared reflexive side, but was that good enough? Let's figure that out here. Drew, already heard from you today here. Shara, same thing. Let's go again. 1, 6. Somebody new here, Bryson.
It's not.
Well, nope. I don't have anything else. Side angle isn't away. All right, I can't mark anything else on my own either. How about number 6? Good enough. 1, 7. Dylan, good enough. Sorry. Yep. 6.
Yes.
Yes. Method. Side angle side. Good. Let's keep trucking. Number 7. You could have marked side MK as your reflexive side. Was that good enough? Let's see. Congruent or not? Alyssa.
I'm sorry, what one?
7. Congruent or not?
Yes.
Yes. By what method?
SAS.
Did everyone notice those angles are in between? If you're ever unsure, cover up a triangle and just look at one triangle only and say, is that angle in between? 8, you had PR as the shared side, so hopefully you mark that. Are those 2 triangles congruent on number 8? True 2s. Simon?
Yeah, they're SSS.
Yes, by side, side, side. Good. All right. Any questions? Okay, moving on. Now I want to make sure we fully understand what it means to be in between. All right, we talk side angle side. The angle has to be in between. I'm going to talk about a new method starting tomorrow where the side has to be in between. So before we even get to that, I want to make sure you guys really understand this concept of what's it mean to be in between. All right, so we have triangle ABC, and I have 4 questions for somebody. All right, first question. What angle is in between BC and AC in your diagram? What angle is in between BC and AC? What's that angle in between those 2 segments? 1, 7. Dylan, going back to you. BC and AC.
Angle C.
Angle C, yep. Stop me if you want to see it too. Angle C is in between. All right, what sides include angle B? Meaning, angle B is in between what 2 sides, if I rephrase that question. Angle B is in between what 2 sides here? 2 zip here, Brendan.
AB and CB.
AB and CB, yep. Next up, what angles include AB? So AB is in between what 2 angles, right? AB is in between what 2 angles? 9, where are we going, Vinny?
Angle A and angle C.
Okay, here's angle A, here's angle C. If I look at the side in between, that side's in between. I'm looking for what angles was AB in between.
Angle A and angle B.
Okay, angle A and angle B. And then what side includes A and C now? Angles A and C, this side is in between them. What side's in between A and C? 9. Go ahead, Benny.
AC.
AC, yep. Okay, we're all good. Being in between. All right, I'm going to be honest. I don't think the proofs are hard at all. And the reason they're not going to be hard is how many reasons do we have? You only got 2. It's got to be one or the other. Okay? When we do proofs, just so everyone's real, when we do proofs, not possible, don't be writing that garbage down. Okay? It's always possible to prove the triangles congruent when we do the proof. All right? Always possible. It's not a matter of not possible like the 9 questions we just did. But again, these should be pretty easy for you guys because you only have 2 methods to choose from. All right. Everything's written in the givens. Everything's marked for you already just to save time. Prove these 2 triangles congruent. And you only have 2 methods, side, 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 angle, side. Before we start, a suggestion, take it or leave it. All right, take it or leave it. Anytime you have a side or an angle written down, mark it in the statements. Here's what I mean. AB and DC, that's a pair of sides. So I put an S there. So that tells me at least I have a pair of something. Angle BAC and angle DCA, I'm going to put an A there because that gives me a pair of angles in those triangles. Why am I doing this? This tells me I have 2 out of the 3 things I need already. So I at least need to write down one more pair of something congruent. All right, so this kind of lets me keep track of what I have and what I need to find. So I still need to find one more. This is not going to be a 2-step proof. What else do I need to write down so the triangles are now congruent? Because I have 2 out of 3. I need one more pair. What else is true up here? And we did this on your diagrams. Here we go. Bryson, what else is true?
AC is congruent to AC.
Well, I have a reflexive side, right? AC, congruent to itself. And then if you want, there it is. Now I have all 3 pairs I need. It's just a matter of me figuring out what the method is. So now I could say triangle ABC is congruent to triangle CDA. What method are we talking about? It's a 50-50 shot, right? What method are these triangles congruent by? Here we go. You're not here. 2, Simon.
SAS.
Side, angle, side, and that's exactly what you can write, SAS in the proofs, in the reasons column. So don't expect these proofs to be too long because you only have 2 methods. All right, you and your group, see if you can figure out the next proof. Fully done, fully done. Next proof, see what you can do. All right, you can recycle it then. Thank you, though.
It is. Because we can work. ESD.
Yep. Oh, that's more
Proving. One day.
Okay, it looks like we're finishing up here. Okay, so I had 2 pairs of sides given to you. So you've got to find another pair of either angles or sides. What's your step 2 here? Everyone should have the same step 2. Simon, go ahead. What's your step 2?
Angle DFB equals angle GFA.
And what's your reason?
Definition of vertical angle.
Ooh, I don't want definition of vertical angles, though. Okay, definition of vertical angles doesn't say that they're congruent. We had a theorem that we wrote up, we had up on the board, unit 2, not definition of vertical angles. Vertical angles are, yep, or congruent. Okay, so make sure everyone's using that, all right? I'm not accepting definite, because the definition of vertical angles isn't that they're congruent. It's that they're opposite each other when 2 lines intersect. And then that's enough information to say the triangles are congruent. By what method out of the 2 that we have gone over today? 1, 5, Alexi?
SAS.
Side angle side, yep. Okay, so don't expect the proofs to be too long tonight. Shouldn't be. Tomorrow, though, now we have 4 choices now.